There is actually an online Gaussian elimination calculator that you can use to solve this problem, and it shows you all the steps. Here is your system of equations right here, and you enter the coefficients. You'll see this on the last board of this video, and the online calculator converts it to this augmented matrix, and then it takes you through the steps to transform from this into this. There's a lot of steps and it's pretty tedious, but the idea is to get into this form, and then you can see what the answers are: X, Y, and Z. So you need all zeros here and all zeros here and one along the diagonal. So the calculator explains every step that it does. The idea is to get one in this first position, and we already have that, so we don't have to worry about that. But then you follow the same pattern every time. We want to turn these numbers to zeros, and let's see how they do that. So multiply row 1 by 3 and subtract it from row 2. Or you can think of multiplying row 1 by -3 and adding it to row 2. And that's what turns these two to zeros. And now the idea is to turn this to a 1. So that's why they multiply row 2 by -1. That converts this to a 1. And now we come down and turn this to a 0 by doing what? Multiplying row 2 by, oh no, they're actually going to change this to a 0 and this to a 0. Okay, so they do two steps in one. So multiply row 2 by 2 and add it and subtract it from row 1, or you can think of multiplying row 2 by -2 and adding it to row 1. And then same deal here, we turn this to a 0. And now we have this problem. We want that to be a 1. What do? Divide row 3 by 8. And now we've got all ones on this diagonal. It's a matter of converting these to zeros. And you do that by, well, I'll let you read this. 2 operations. And when you've got this form, you can tell what the answers are. So here on board 4, there's the URL to this online Gaussian elimination calculator. I changed the names of the variables from x sub 1, x sub 2, x sub 3 to x, y, and z, entered the coefficients and the constant terms here to form an augmented matrix, and click solve the system. And everything I just showed you is what appears in order. So you can study that a little more carefully and actually go to this calculator and try it yourself. So there you go.